Hello, I'm King Koopa. You saw the title, you clicked video. Today we're going to talk about thirds, part threes of movie series. Some I like, some I don't. Well, let's get. That's The Grudge 2. That's not a part 3. Let's get into it. Okay, up first we have. Really? Are we gonna do this the whole video? That's gonna get frustrating. This is A Quiet Place Part 2. It is not a Part 3, so what we're about to do is cross over into false advertising. We need to tighten this up. Come on, where's the lawyer? Where's my lawyer? Hello, Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger, Esquire, you're my lawyer. Put a Part 3 in now. Okay, we're locked in. We got a Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. We'll get to that one in a little bit. But first, we're going to start out with Heckraiser 3. This one. This movie actually is my favorite out of all the movies I'm going to list today. Why? Because I saw it when I was too young to watch it. And as an adult, I think it's pretty rad. Movie stars Doug Bradley and the actress Terry Farrell, who went on to be Jadzia Dax in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. This movie was directed by Anthony Hickox, so that's nice. Anthony Hickox is specifically my favorite director. For a couple of reasons, I'll state them now. He's got a very unique visual language to his films, and no one can imitate it, but also it's kind of a little bit cheap and schlocky, so no one is inclined to copy it. So that means very little imitators. Like, there's other movies similar to his first movie, Waxwork, but no movie is like Waxwork. Moving along, we have Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, The Dream Warriors. This movie is extremely iconic, and for many, it's the top movie of the franchise. It's not my top movie of the franchise, but it's definitely number 2 behind Part 4. I like the MTV vibes of Part 4, so that's why I rate it higher. Many of the iconic character traits Freddy Krueger has later been known for colloquially, such as his jokes, he be joking, and the cynicism. It all originated in this movie. Also, this movie has some of the most creative effects and dream sequences of the entire series. I think it's pretty neat. All the characters get their own little character quirks, and they're represented in their dream variants or their dream selves. And with that, we're going to move on along to Friday the 13th, Part 3. I just want to make it clear, this video isn't meant to be a review of any of the movies. I'm just talking a little bit about all of them because it's Halloween and I love horror movies. And I love Part 3s. Like, when you say, I'm going to watch such and such Part 3, you either evoke a familiarity or you get people like, oh, they made 3 of them? And yes, I'm actually here to tell you they made 4 of them. They made 4 Wishmaster movies, and only 2 of them are good. You distracted me. Why did you distract me? Friday the 13th Part 3. This movie, it is the first clear example of the multiverse occurrence, which I explained and elaborated on in my Friday the 13th review video, which you can find in the playlist on my channel titled Koopa the 13th, because that's what my series is called. In this one, there's no clear origin for Jason, and I don't I don't think they actually say his name. With a different backstory and different character motivations, it's supposed to be like a direct continuation of the second movie, but it's not. Just like the second is supposed to be a direct continuation of the first movie, but it's not. This movie was made during the 3D craze of the early 80s, and it kind of looks terrible. And the way it's filmed is also terrible. The only thing else I'll say before my review of it is the only positive I really have about the movie to say is the disco theme. It's pretty good. Next up is Jurassic Park 3. We're moving away from horror a little bit. We're going to go, there's horror elements in the Jurassic movies. There is. Michael Myers, there is. What are you talking about, dog? What do you mean you didn't say anything? Jurassic Park 3 is a story of a man who goes to an island and is tracked and hunted by a psychopathic Spinosaurid, which, if you're a regular viewer of this channel, you'll know that for me, the cutscene with the Spinosaurus baby is canon to the movie. It is. Otherwise, it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Spinosaurus hunts him. You got the kid with the, how did you get the T-Rex pee? You don't want to know. You're right, I don't, because that's disgusting. Also, Spinosaurus W over T-Rex. Spinosaurus solo T-Rex every day. Oh yes, Spinosaurus channel right here. This is a Spinosaurus channel every day. Alright, and moving along to truly, a horror for the audience, and that is Prehysteria 3. This movie is... it's wet buns. It's like when you go swimming, right? You go swimming and you got your bathing suit on, and you can't change out of your bathing suit. And you got to ride in a car for a really long time. It's like that. This movie is wet buns. It's soggy, wet buns. And it's about mini golf. So, yeah. I also reviewed it. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. But I did review it. I did. Moving along. Alright, so I'm kind of cheating with this one because it's part 6. However, it is part 3 of the Jurassic World series, and that is Jurassic World Dominion, aka the one with the locusts. I actually enjoy this movie quite a lot. I was even able to sit through the extended version, which is 2 hours and 40 minutes. But for me, what makes this movie is not the bugs. I don't care about that, and honestly, once you're watching it, you realize it's not even that much in the movie. Even though it is the main plot that drives everything, you only see the bugs like 3 times. What I like about this movie is the dinosaurs. There's all kinds of new dinosaurs that get things to do. You get to see a Quetzalcoatlus destroy an airplane in mid-flight. You get to see the movie where my lawyer makes a theatrical film debut. Also, you get to see the big Giganotosaurus, and it breathes fire. It's complicated and not as simple as that, but when I simplify it, I can say that he breathes fire because it's not necessarily untrue. However, it is not a fire-breathing dinosaur by default, which is also true. Giganotosaurus, Therizinosaurus, Quetzalcoatlus. Moving back to the horror genre, the franchise. Alright, here we have Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, released in 1990. This movie stars Ken Fore's Ben, and it stars R.A. Mihailoff as Bubba, aka Leatherface, which the movie's called Leatherface, but they call Leatherface Bubba. So that's weird. The movie also stars Viggo Mortensen. And I don't know if it's his first role, but it certainly is his earliest. He plays a character named Tex. He's just like a handsome cowboy guy. I don't know. The movie it's not the best, but in my opinion, it's probably the second best of the entire Texas Chainsaw series after the remake. That's purely on a Unlike Texas Chainsaw movies are kind of miserable to watch. They're miserable. They make you feel bad. And that's by design. I'll admit it's by design, so you can't knock a movie series for being good at what it set out to do. I just don't like what it set out to do. Okay? The series. Again, I think Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 is pretty good. It's one of the only, it's one of the only starring vehicles for Ken Foree, which was a shame. Truly, he also had From Beyond, but that was like multiple years prior. Much respect, much love, and rest in peace, Ken Foree. I'm going to talk about Halloween 3 Season of the Witch from 1982. It actually came out the same year as Friday the 13th Part 3, so that's nice. If you think so. Halloween 3 Season of the Witch is, aka the one with the masks that turn your head into bugs if you watch the commercial with the mask on. Because the wizard, the warlock, Connell Cochran, he chipped off pieces of Stonehenge and he wired it into these microchips and then he put them in the masks, cast a spell or something. I don't know, it's not clear. Like, his explanation actually is hilarious. But yeah, this movie is extremely bleak. It was set out to be a start of an anthology series, which was what the intention of the Halloween series was as movies. They were all supposed to be different. Where they messed up was making Halloween 2 have Michael Myers, instead of, I don't know, maybe making this one the second. Ultimately, I think it's important to remember that the Halloween and Friday the 13th series, they were linked together. Like, Halloween came out in 1978, and when it became clear how profitable it was to make a horror movie based on a holiday, which they already should have known based on Black Christmas, well, I mean, if you keep learning the same message over and over and the message makes you money, I guess it's not a bad lesson to learn, right? Then they made Friday the 13th to copy that. After Friday the 13th was a huge smash success, the producers behind the Halloween movie, they're like, well, you know what? I want a sequel. And then John Carpenter was like, well, I've been drinking a whole lot, but all right, let's make it happen. He didn't stop drinking, and then he wrote it. And then it's got the brother-sister plotline, which was pushed throughout decades. It permeated for 20 plus years of the lore. In this movie, though, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, this movie is the story of a doctor who is bad at his job, who decides that he'd rather do anything else, and he goes to investigate this mask. A mask that a guy came in, and then a robot guy crushed his face, which, according to medical doctors, is bad. It is bad if your face gets crushed, medically speaking. Okay? Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm clearly a king and also a Koopa, but also I'm King Koopa, but I can confidently say that having your face crushed is medically a negative thing to happen. Don't do it. Now, to finish out this video and bring it in for an absolute crash landing, because what's happening is what happens when you riff with no script. You end up talking about Neverending Story Part 3 as your final movie, which it gets lumped right in there with Prehysteria 3. It is absolutely wet buns. Soggy, wet buns. It's terrible. However, it does have Jack Black in it. The same year as he was in Waterworld as a pilot. The pilot. There wasn't more than one. He was the only pilot. He flew the skyboat in Waterworld, but not in this movie. In this movie, he's a leader of a gang called the Nasties. And the nasty thing about this movie is the fact that someone wrote it, filmed it, and then said, yeah, this looks good. They were wrong. I want to say, in closing, Happy Halloween. Happy Halloween, Koopas. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. I appreciate you. That being said, here in America, when we celebrate Halloween, what we're actually celebrating is the people that we've lost, that have left this universe. When people pass away, we're celebrating them. We're remembering them. Remember, Koopas, be kind to people you have no reason to be kind to. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I want you to have a nice day. Oh.